Hi friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and Brill and I are here today to talk to you about some really exciting books that we're just really hyped to show you. So I thought today would be kind of fun if we talked about two books that are older. Maybe you've heard of them before and just haven't read them, or maybe you haven't heard of them. So two older books and one brand new book. So maybe you're going to find a new favorite out of these books today. We'll have to see. So the very first one is called The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. Isn't this cover so cool? I love this cover so much. Little dragon, that big moon, all those paper birds. And this book is about a little village called the Proctorate. And every year the village leaves a baby in a clearing in the woods for the witch. And they do this so the witch won't hurt their village. But actually, the witch, whose name is Zan, is really nice, and she's not going to hurt the village anyway. She has no idea why they keep leaving babies out there. So whenever they leave a baby, she takes it to the other side of the forest to a different village and gives them that baby so that they can raise it with love and a good family and stuff like that. And on the journey to the other village, she feeds the baby Starlight. Now, one year she feeds a baby Moonlight accidentally instead of Starlight, and that gives the baby magical powers. So she decides to raise the baby herself. And then as this young girl grows up, her powers become more and more powerful. This book is just really, really fun. There's a lot of secrets in this book to unravel. There's a lot of messages about hope and family and being true to yourself. There's all kinds of really fun creatures. I mean, not only the witch Zan, but there's a little tiny dragon. There's a swamp monster. It's just an overall really fun, feel-good book. I've read this book so many times since I first encountered it, and it never gets old to me. So I really think you guys would like it too. And it's called The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. Now, this next one you may have heard of because there's a movie about it that's really popular, and it's called Holes by Louis Sachar. Sachar? I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but it's called Holes. And that's a really interesting cover, too. Definitely important to the story. So this is about a boy named Stanley Yelnats. That's a fun name to say. Stanley Yelnats. And his family has always had really, really bad luck. Notoriously bad luck. So he's not very surprised when this bad luck causes him to get sent to this juvenile detention camp. And it's not anything he did wrong. It was just wrong place, wrong time, totally misunderstanding, and he is just shipped to this camp. But it's not really a camp. It's more of like a weird prison place. They force these boys to dig holes every day out in the desert. And they have to be a certain length apart, certain depth to them as well. And the warden says that it's because it builds character. But there's something about these holes that she's not telling them. And there's something about these holes that is very important and actually has to do with Stanley's past and his history. This book is absolutely amazing. It's such a, I guess it's a feel-good book, even though sometimes there's some things in it that happen that are not so great. But it will make you laugh. It will make you go, whoa, so many times. There's lots of like revelations and surprises in this book that I love this book so much. And if you read it and you like it, I also really recommend watching the movie too. It's one of the very few books that became a movie that I actually like almost as much as the book. That I don't ever really say that. I usually always prefer the book than the movie more than the movie, but I think this movie is very, very, very well done. So if you like the book, read the movie, watch it, read it. They're both fantastic. So those are the two older books, and now here is a new book. It's called Land of the Cranes by Aida Salazar. Land of the Cranes. That's a beautiful cover. Now this book is a little bit sad, but it's also very hopeful too. So this is about a young girl named Batita who lives in LA with her mom and her father. And her mom is pregnant with a new baby. And they have come from Mexico because there was a dangerous situation there that they were trying to get away from. So her dad is deported and sent back there, and the family is separated. And then Batita and her mom get placed into a detention camp on the border when they go to try to visit him. So, like I said, it's very sad, but it's also very hopeful because Batita always stays true to herself. She always stays strong. She keeps her loving heart full and always bright and full of positivity. And this is just such a hopeful book. And I think it's also a really good book because it sheds light on a situation that maybe a lot of young people aren't aware of right now. And that is about those detention camps and the plight of a lot of these people and what they have to go through. But the most exciting thing about this book is that it's told in verse. So it's told through poems and also really beautiful little illustrations. So I'd like to read you the very first one because I think you will love it. And this one is called What I Know. I know my school's shiny floors, a broken water fountain, and boxed chocolate milk I buy for 50 cents. I know Miss Martinez and her happy handshakes at her door before each fourth grade morning. I know how to write and draw the picture poems that Miss Martinez taught us to paint our feelings. I know recess on the blacktop and the length of my golden brown crane wings in the desert sun. I know my BFF, Amparo, climbs Los Columpios in the wind. I know aftercare until 6 p.m. when Poppy comes to get me between his two jobs and carries me home on his strong shoulders so high that I find flight. And then here's a picture of that. Isn't that just so beautiful? So, like I said, it's a story of strength, of family, of hope. It's beautiful. Brand new book. I highly, highly recommend this one to you guys. Well, that's what we have for you guys today. I hope that these books sound awesome and amazing for you. If so, please feel free to pick them up at the Farmington Community Library. You can get them during our curbside service hours, and also we are now open back up to the public again starting this week. So feel free to come in and browse and pick up those books yourself if that's what you'd like. Thank you so much, friends, and have a wonderful rest of the day.